What is going on, guys? MJ2005 Gundam here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the high-grade Gaplant TR-5 Hrairoo from Advance of Zeta, the Flag of Titans. Now, I have to be clear, this guy does come with a stand to plug the mobile armor mode onto the stand, but nothing seems to work, so I just rather not bother it. But anyways, let's get to the meat and potatoes. So the exterior look of the mobile armor mode is very nice. I really like the mobile armor mode of this thing, even though it doesn't have that complex of a frame for the transformation, unlike the Zetas. But even in the simplistic frame, it can still produce such a result. But the transformation process is very painful, since the Hrairoo 2s don't want to work, and that doesn't want to work, and you can see the joint over here, the actual shield connector for the long blade rifle is very loose on this thing. So yeah, everything just seems to fall. This piece already fell off already. That has to happen for the transformation, so I'm gonna leave it off. Just the process is extremely painful, but the transformation results are okay. But I won't be displaying this guy in this form, so let's get ahead and transform it. So what you want to do first is to take off the Hrairoo units, and that is a pain in and of itself because they are pegged in extremely securely into the back skirt. So taking the actual thing that you need to take off is going to be painful as all hell. And then you basically take off the long blade rifle, take off this adapter, which is completely unneeded, and then you just flip up the arm right here, and then take off the arms, and then you basically have to untap this cockpit piece from the waist piece. So out she goes, and then connect this piece over here right into the two holes in the waist right there. There we go. And then you flip down the cockpit, which brings up the head, remove the V-fin. This is the only part that needs the parts form, and basically take it out, place it with the expanded V-fin right here, and plug it back on, and flip the backpack up, flip the arm up to basically have it stored, and then we bring in the arm joints over here. So you plug these onto the lower parts of the arms, and then plug them back onto the torso. And then for the Hrairoo 2 units, you basically need to shift the position down. The original rectangle piece plugs into here. Now you need to plug it into the bottom rectangle. There you go. Same goes for the other side. And then just peg into the top hole over there on the shoulders. So here we have the Hrairoo 2 mounted on the Gaplant. And then as for these, shorten the barrel and then flip them around. So that is the transformation of the Gaplant TR-5. Now it is easier transforming this thing from the mobile armor to the mobile suit mode just because of the looseness of the Hrairoo 2 units. But all in all, it's a pretty decent transformation. Now as for the mobile suit mode itself, I do love its design. I love the bulk of the Gaplant, which I think I may pick up the original Gaplant if that's the case. The Hrairoo 2 units and the V-fin do add to the uniqueness of the TR-5, and I absolutely like it. Now I know a lot of non-Gundam types use V-fins out there, but this thing, I think the V-fin suits it very well. To be honest, everything on this kit does suit the design really well. Now I don't think this thing is a Gundam, and I don't think this is classified as a Gundam, but it just looks so Gundam-esque to me. Now there are a lot of missing color apps. For example, the red on the fingertips, the red on the spread shot on the skirts, and also the green sensors that are under the V-fin right there. They are molded in, you just have to paint them. So those bits need to be painted. Now as for structural integrity, aside from the front skirts and stuff, everything is very solid on my kit. Now the polycaps on the arms might not hold that well, but yeah, it's not a floppy, loose mess on this thing. it just holds together really well, even with the then complex design of the torso unit and the waist unit, because of all the advanced joints that are in there incorporated in for the transformation. Now, I really like how sturdy this thing is. So yeah, it's rather practical. Now, as for the stickers, you do have the forward camera and then this gigantic sensor over here, and then there is a mono eye sticker right under the V-fin, but you cannot normally see the mono eye there. So yeah, but it's there. And then you have the yellow stickers over here, you have the yellow on the shoulders, you have the yellow on the tail, and then this thing is the black with yellow dots. And then you have the yellow on the binders over here, yellow with black dots over here, and they have the red dots on the forearms, the yellow on the knees, yellow on the feet, and what's on the back? The green sensors over here. And then and then also the green sensors on the front skirts, which are mostly covered up by the cockpit unit. But all in all, there is a lot of stickers on this thing for color correction, but I could forgive them. They developed this thing in 2006, so yeah, there had to be some flaws to be forgiven. Articulation wise, the Gaplant is weird, like especially when the head is not on a ball jointed head. It's just a simple peg joint and a polycap in the head that allows it to go up and go side to side. And then the arms can go out that far, they can rotate at the base, and I don't think they are supposed to rotate here, but they can, because it is connected in 2 different points. And then they can rotate above the elbow, bend at the elbow at one joint a bit less than 90, which is subpar if you ask me. And then the binders over here can have a hinge here and a hinge at the binder. They can rotate at the binder. The wrists are a bit loose, but they can rotate and wiggle. There is practically no articulation in the waist except for dislodging it and activating its transformation gimmick. There's a little bit of movement on the front skirts. Side skirts, they can move. Back skirts, they can move if you dislodge the entire thing. So yeah, they basically cannot move without dislodging the waist from the torso to activate its transformation gimmick. So the legs, they can go out that far, they can go back that far, they can go out as far as the ball joint will allow, which is a pretty good amount. Rotation thanks to the ball joint, a double jointed knee, which gives you 90. And then the feet, you can go forward and back, side to side, rotate, and the toe can point down. So that's basically all the articulation of the Gaplant TR-5. There has to be some flaws in there, but I could forgive them. They developed the Gaplant earlier than this thing, and they just ripped the Gaplant mold. So articulation is a bit lacking, but it's still understandable. For the weapons, let's start off with what was on the body. So you have these binder guns over here. I don't know if they are called binder guns, but the official name will still be on the screen, so no matter. They extend in mobile armor mode, and they can flip out. That's about it. And then we have the Hrairoo 2's unit over here. So this thing can open up to chomp down on some guns, and also has a beam emitter over here. So I think it's supposed to act as a beam cannon, beam rifle. I'm not sure. But talking about beam rifles, you have the long blade rifle. First of all, you could plug the gun over here and then have the Hrairoo 2 chomp him down, and insert TR-5 quote over here, please. And then secondly, you can have this arm over here use the long blade rifle. So usually it uses the arm on the shoulder, so you just unplug it from the back skirt, plug it into either one of these holes, but it usually plugs onto the right arm. And then the shield connector for the rifle is in here. I left it in for the transformation, so you just plug it in there, and here you have it, the long blade rifle being held by the extra arm. Or traditionally, you have 2 of these trigger finger hands, so you could use the long blade rifle in the hand, but you need to borrow the odd hand covers of the normal hand. So you should tug them out like that, and then this is classic, and then plug it into the arm like so. So the Gaplant is using the long blade rifle in the hand. However, there's another extra feature of the long blade rifle. There's this piece right here, which basically slides into the guard right here. If I could do it correctly, that is. And then you could grab any shield booster from any of the hazels and then just stick it in here. I grabbed the advanced hazels just because it already has 2 shield boosters by default. And you could have 2 of these enhanced shield boosters to have more guns on the long blade rifle. But this does weigh the entire thing down. So it's best if you use this just as a stand for the gun. So it's kind of a wasted feature if you ask me, since the arms kind of hold up the long blade rifle with the shield boosters. But it's still pretty damn good that they included that feature in there. And then last but not least, we have the toothpicks, beam sabers. Now, I would not complain about the hazels coming out before this, and yet this guy still gets toothpicks. But just because the original Gaplant possibly came out before this guy, so that it got the toothpick treatment. So it can be just held in the hand like so. It doesn't fit it, like if you ask me, I don't think the weapon fits the Gaplant, but whatever. You use whatever you can. So that's all the accessories for the TR-5 Gaplant. Now I'm gonna be lame for comparisons and bring in the original family again. So here is the Hazel Custom, and here is the Woundwort. Since I do not have the original Gaplant, I cannot compare that with this. But it will be interesting to see how this guy fares up against the original Gaplant. So that is it for the review of the Gaplant TR-5 Hrairoo. What do I think of this kit? Well, I mean, you have to cut it some slack because this game came out in 2006. The base mold may have came out even earlier just because this is still based off of the original Gaplant. But of course I cannot forgive that the Hrairoo 2s are engineered that poorly and causes a lot of pain during the transformations and the posing. But all the rest of this thing, it has to be forgiven because the Gaplant mold came out way before this guy came out, and this guy is just ripping off of the original Gaplant, so I cannot blame them for that. But anyways, this thing still looks pretty damn good and it functions pretty damn well, except for the shield mechanic for the long blade rifle. But other than that, this thing is just pretty decent. Whether or not you're buying this guy for the combinations with the TR-6 and the TR-1, or buying this as a standalone kit, you will be satisfied with this guy standing on your shelf. So that's it for me. I would recommend this thing, although not as strongly as the other ones, but I would still recommend this guy for you guys to pick up. So thank you all so much for watching this video. If you did like it, please be sure to drop a like, comment, and also subscribe for more Gunpla reviews, Gunpla news, and all that kind of stuff. Subscribe to the featured channels on my channel page if you haven't, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out, guys. Bye bye.